So yesterday I just saw Across the Spider-Verse. It was pretty banging. I'm a bit bummed though. The original file that I recorded my review on, the audio was really bad, so it's not going to be as genuine of my reaction because it's been like a day since I've let these emotions fester. But you know what? We're just gonna raw dog review again, and hopefully I can get some of the same emotions out. Or who knows, it might be a better review because now I'm more calm and collected. Who knows? Anyways, so Across the Spider-Verse is the sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. We all knew this going in. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, it was pretty good. So the basic plot of this film is that Miles, whenever he blew up the collider in the first movie, he made this guy called the Spot. And the Spot can travel to other dimensions and stuff. And he does that to get more powerful. And it is crazy. He can go across the Spider-Verse. And he is going to kill Miles's parents. And so the League of Spider people try to contain the Spot's antics. And that's the spoiler free part. That's basically the spoiler free part. This is spoiler territory now. And so Miles learns more about the Spider Verse. He eventually gets to go to the HQ where all the Spider people are at and learns about these things called canon events. And if you mess with it, you basically ruin the dimension. But what is a canon event? Well, the film shows several examples through several Spider-Man franchises. Literally, it pulls clips from The Amazing Spider-Man and the original Raimi trilogy, Spectacular Spider-Man as well. Literally, every Spider-Man show or movie that has been made gets a reference in this tiny sequence. Except maybe the MCU one, I didn't see a Tom Holland at all, but I wasn't too sure. And so the canon event that Miles is going to happen is that his parents are going to die. And so he wants to stop that from happening. But the spider people don't want that to happen because that'll break that dimension and kill trillions of people. But Miles is like, I'm going to do it my own way. I can do both. And so Miles tries to go back to his own world. The spider people try to stop him. And he makes it out of the spider HQ. Not to his own world, though. He somehow got transported to another world, and that's because the spider that bit him was from that world because it got teleported. And in that world, he's the Prowler, and that's pretty crazy. And that's basically the plot of it. Now let's get into the things that I actually enjoyed about the film. The animation is goated. We all know that the animation was going to be goated from the first movie, but oh, it goes into even more amazing art styles. We got a Lego sequence that was there. We had several live action, actual references. I did mention clips of the live action Spider-Man films. Yes, they are actually integrated into the film. There is also a reference to Venom in there as well. And there's also Donald Glover in the film. Now, if you didn't know, he played Uncle Aaron in the MCU. So he was the Prowler there, and he was just sitting there. And I was like, "What? Yo, that's a good dig." And even with how chaotic all these art styles are, just like how in the first film was, it makes sense. You just have to see it to believe how it just makes sense in the world. I'm doing a terrible job explaining how it works well. And also, the dynamic between Gwen and Miles is still pretty strong, although they're having a big conflict because Gwen joined the Super League before Miles got a chance to be able to do that. She didn't go visit him, and she didn't tell him about this event for Miles. And so that's why Miles tried to leave and do all that stuff. But it's still a good chemistry that they have, and it ended on a cliffhanger where Gwen was going to save him, and it was good. It was so funny, though, seeing the friends I went with. I went with Austin and a few other people, Austin the Grill Master, and he was like, "But what? I have to wait till March for part two? What is this?" And it was super funny because he is just really into just Marvel and sports. I know, the complete opposite of me. The meh Marvel guy and the meh sports guy, but the anime nerd. And I was just like, I get blue balled every week, honey. Sit down. And it also enhanced my experience with it because it's a lot better to see a movie with people that you know. And it blew me away. I don't really have that many words for it because it was just amazing. Oh, 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 that was a good one. Oh, yes. Overall, I would have to give this film a 9.5 out of 10. It's because it isn't complete. It's a two-parter, and they could fuck it all up in part 2, and that would not be good. I would be actually kind of devastated. Sony, don't fuck this up. I will be mad. Overall, it was pretty good. It was one of my favorite cinematic experiences in a while, and I recommend you all give it a watch if you enjoyed the first film. And yeah, that's today's video. It's a bit of a quick one. It would have been more enthusiastic, and I probably had a lot more to say, and I would have done a lot more, and I did a lot more in my other review, but the audio got corrupted, as I said, so yay, I love re-recording videos. It's the best. But yeah, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow for another banger, and I gotta edit this one quickly because I'm out of crunch right now. Bye!